Okay, let's try problem number 5b from our review set 2a. So it's an inequality. So if you remember, I'm looking at page 71. On page 71, there's like a 4-step process you always go through. Step 1 is to get everything on the left-hand side. So make the right-hand side 0. So I'm going to bring that negative, I'm going to bring that 16 over. So it's going to become x squared plus 6x minus 16 is greater than 0. So that's the first step, make the right side 0. The second step is going to be to factor it. Factor the left side so we can see those like tipping points. So when you factor that out, it's a negative and it's a positive. So I'm just going to do the skeleton method. I know that's x and x. Okay, it's going to be 8 and 2. Can you see that? And the 8's going to dominate over the 2 because 8 and 2 go to 6. So 8 is going to have to be positive and the 2 is negative. So because 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. That would give me that. Then I have a positive 8x and a negative 2x. That would give me the 6x. So there we go. We factored it. Now the third step is you want to draw a sign diagram for that. So not like the ones that we're doing, like that last problem I did, but ones that we did in the beginning. So with this one, I want to find my two major tipping points, if you will, which is going to be negative 8. Here I'm going to write it on top. It's going to be negative 8 and then positive 2. I'll put my 0 right here just for kicks. And then what I'm going to do is draw solid lines to make like my little marks. And then we're being very methodical. I know some of you guys were like doing this in your head, which you can, especially as you do more of them, but just to be sure, you could just write it all out. Oh, I didn't leave enough room, but let me give myself a little more room, sorry. I'm just going to do it like this times that. So x plus 8, when that's going to be 0 right there. Now to the right of that, that's always going to be positive, right? Because like if you put in negative 6 and 8's 2. If you put in a positive number, these are all positives. To the left, negative. Right at negative 8, exactly 0. Same thing with 2 now. 2, right at 2 is the 0 point. To the right of that, positive. To the left, negative. And then the final thing, what we're really interested in is what happens when you multiply the two together. So when you multiply negative times a negative, you get a positive, right? So remember, at the beginning, you're looking at it horizontally. You're looking at each row horizontally. And then to get this third row, that's the resultant. You're looking at it vertically. So then you're multiplying this negative here and this negative here to get a positive. Positive and negative, that's going to be a negative, positive. So now I've got my sign diagram. Now I can actually solve the problem. I can determine like the range of values, the x. So since I want it to be greater than 0, that means what value of x results in a positive value when you multiply these two quantities together. Does that make sense? Think about that. When you multiply x plus 8 times x minus 2, and I want it to be greater than 0, that happens right here in this range and over here. So that happens when x is less than negative 8, or it happens when x is greater than 2. Not equal to, because if it's equal to negative 8, that makes the whole thing go to 0. I don't want it to be equal to 0, I want it to be greater than 0. Right? If it was greater than or equal to 0, then you could do that. That's my answer. And in between, like when it's in between here, all in here, no. It's a negative number, it's not greater than 0. Negative numbers are less than 0. So there we go. And hopefully that's good to go.